239 Futbol is proudly presented by V Studio, a premier creative agency dedicated to transforming your innovative ideas into truly unique and unforgettable experiences. We specialize in comprehensive audiovisual production, offering high-quality video and sound solutions, professional photography services for all occasions, seamless live streaming capabilities, and expert event management, all conveniently located in the vibrant heart of Naples. Find out more at www.btudio. Visit swfl.com. Follow us on Instagram and join our vibrant online community today.
Anthony Richichi Masonry, with over 30 years of experience providing high-quality masonry work. If you're looking for construction finishes, we are your solution. We offer you quality for your projects, both indoors and outdoors. Anthony Richichi Masonry, supporting soccer in Naples.
Contact us at 239-454-4470.
LG Home, thinking about selling your house? Sell or buy your home with confidence with the LG Home team. Professional aesthetic preparation, professional staging that transforms your property. High-quality photography. Official sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples. One Way Auto Care, your trusted workshop in Naples, Florida. Maintenance, repairs, and diagnostics with the best personalized service. Your car always safe, fast, and in the best hands. Learn more at One Way OOC. With Polier Builders Group, CBG Naples is your dedicated and trusted ally in high-standard, luxurious residential remodeling and exquisite design. Here in the beautiful city of Naples, we meticulously create custom-made spaces with unparalleled excellence and distinctive style, carefully considering every intricate detail and every unique home. This exceptional project is proudly presented by 239 Futbol Naples.
CGPS Accounting Service in the heart of Golden Gate. More than 15 years, providing accounting and tax services, taxes, bookkeeping, payroll, notary services, and more. Call us at 239-43474 or on WhatsApp at 239-449-0316. CGPS Accounting Service, proud sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples.
Six Sigma Roofing, specialists in roofing, construction, and remodeling throughout Florida. Protect your home with quality, trust, and fast solutions for every need. Learn more at sigmarfe.com. This message is brought to you thanks to 239 Futbol Naples.
At Super Soccer, we truly live and passionately breathe soccer. We proudly offer a wide range of gear for all teams, fantastic fan merchandise, and completely custom uniforms. Now you can easily print your name and perfectly personalize your uniform to represent your team in ultimate style. Super Soccer, the proud sponsor of 239 Futbol.
The Gulf Host Adult Soccer League is the adult soccer league in Naples. Games are played at North Collier Regional Park. 7-a-side men's soccer, women's, and co-ed categories from ages 18 up to 60. If you're looking to compete, have fun, and connect with soccer lovers of any age, this is your league. 239 Futbol and Gulf Coast. Adult Soccer League, supporting soccer in Naples.
Black Mangrove Woodworks, specialists in wood and metal design and fabrication for residential and commercial projects. From tables and counters to unique decorative structures, everything is handmade with premium quality. Black Mangrove Woodworks, artisan design and fabrication in wood and metal. BlackMangroveWoodworks.com, official sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples.
Argentinos Naples Club, a cultural space for the Argentine community. Naples, event organization, cultural parties, traditional food, and live bands. Join this passion on Instagram and Facebook. Hello, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to greet you all. Once again, we're here at our home in V Studios, right in the heart of Naples, at Collier Boulevard and Pine Ridge. It's a pleasure to greet you. We're here again to experience everything related to local soccer as well as international soccer. Today, there really are a lot. We have guests that we'll be introducing soon, so let's start bringing people in. Carlos, how
are you? Good evening, Rodolfo. Good evening, David. Franco. Well, good evening, Nacho. And to everyone here. Santi to everyone. V Studios, and he stayed. What's going on? Did you
get divorced?
Why?
You look very alone.
Yeah, honestly. Well, I don't know who you're talking about. There's someone missing here. Yeah, we're missing something there.
No.
Let's send him a hug. Didn't you notice? No, honestly, I didn't notice. I didn't miss him this time.
All right, that's fine. Franco, how are you?
Hi, good evening. Well?
Very good. All good. All right. Devin, how are we doing? Good, great. Well, as I was saying, we have a lot today. A lot, obviously, the match that Naples won on Saturday against Alta. And regarding that, we have a very special guest who is connected to both things, because today he's a player for Alta, but he's a guy from here, a local talent, and that's why he's visiting us. So later, we're also going to talk about Inter Miami and Messi. So we're going to be there at the stick, as they say. First, Joaquin Acuna, then Messi.
And that's where we are. And we also have a Zoom interview with another professional player who emerged here from local soccer. That's kind of the main theme of the show, isn't it? May it serve. The point is that both Joaquin and Yago, who will be the two interviewees, one via Zoom and the other in person, that they serve as examples for the kids who are training today, and that soccer is really growing in Naples, that it's possible. It's possible to make it to the professional level like the two of them are doing.
We'll introduce Yago later. You say the last name because Jaksun.
That's it.
We'll go later. We'll go later. And if not, let them call us. Let the
Mom or dad call us and tell us how it's...
It's 9:33. So after 10, we'll be talking with Yago, who's in Puerto Rico. He's training right now. So after practice, he'll join us to talk. But a promise is a promise. Let's introduce our guest today so we can talk about football for a bit. Welcome to 239 Football, Joaquin Acuna, teacher. Come on. How are you, Yago? Good. Well, come over there and sit next to Carlos. Steps.
Bayatach, when you introduced me, there weren't those screams from the female audience, right? No, I put him here. Carlos, don't worry. It
Worries me. Could it be we're back already? But look.
What I brought you, man.
Of course, that's why. No, we just need to train a little bit more, actually, you know.
More, but it's not enough anymore. There's not enough time.
Next time we come like this, it'll be a different kind of welcome.
That's right. No, Franco is doing well. He gave... Look, that one's all set. You
have to go every day.
Welcome, Franco.
Let's see.
Thank you, Carlos. Carlos.
All right, everyone, it's time to get going now. Let's depart then.
It's not possible.
Without... No.
Very good.
There's still some left, Carlos. What do you mean, no? Let's not throw in the towel so early.
Still, I think we did well with the guest.
Yes. Well,
Dale.
Joaquin, how...
Welcome. Thank you for being there. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here with someone who trained me for a long time and someone I saw on the field.
Someone who refereed me. Yes, don't say any further why. Nothing but never anything. We had an excellent, good vibe on the court. Good luck, this guy. I don't...
Believe you. With you and with him, with both of your personalities. With him, fine, but with the old man, not...
So much. There was a wedge that was complicated outside, but the wedge inside, good, because Joaco, I always say this, and it's a really important point to consider when you have a truly engaging conversation, and you can clearly tell there's that genuine, authentic football dialogue happening, and on this particular side, you absolutely do not get any nonsense, no ridiculous cop faces, no, don't even look at me, and certainly don't talk to me kind of attitude. If you can talk and joke around, I always say that Valdez was a champion at that. It's a different kind of back and forth with the player. And with him, it was something like that for us because it was complicated. He would complain to me, yes, he would complain. This kid played for Azzurri. He was a bull, number 9, a top scorer. He was amazing. I was very clear that he wasn't going to stay here. And thank God my hunch was right because he really was something special. But at that level, he played his game. His dad would complain to me from the sidelines. He was the coach too. His father, a
bit more.
But I really missed him the day he left. And the day he retired, when Nacho stopped coaching, I missed them both. Because not all referees, but there are some of us who need that adrenaline on the field, who need someone to keep you on your toes, to know you have to respond and be present. Because if not, you just have to deal with it. And well, I like that. And honestly, I missed them. But anyway, we're not here to talk about me, so go ahead, Carlos. You talk. Well, now.
Let's go ahead and ask you some of the questions that are guiding today's show so you can tell the whole audience, especially the young people, how your journey started here. We know that, Nacho, your dad coached you for a long time, but tell us a bit about how your career began, the clubs you played for, the coaches who influenced you, and how you became a professional player.
Well, I started here at a very grassroots club that my dad started together with another man, Jose Sandoval, and we began training at a church, behind a church, with a team of about 12 or 13 people, ranging from 10 to 17 years old. We didn't have age categories. Everyone was together in one group. I started going there as a kid, always with their support, with my mom and dad always behind me. From there, we started moving up a bit. Then we went to Surrey, and after that, I went to school, to university. But there
When you ultimately left the dedicated team that you all had worked so incredibly hard to meticulously build, and then you subsequently moved to Suri, there with Nacho, with your own father as the coach.
Yes, yes, he would follow me wherever I went. If he could, he'd even follow me to California just to be there with me now. But no, he was always right behind me, you know, being the coach, being the one who pushed me, and he was always there by my side every step of the way. And since I went to college, they would drive 6 hours with my mom. They would drive 6 hours to see me, and then I came back the same day. They arrived at 3 in the morning. He had to go to work the next day. Always putting in the effort.
Well, Andres Bell says in the chat the people are already present. Hold the bull, he says.
Thank you very much, very much.
Thank you. So thank you, Andres. Mariana, I've already seen that people are connected. Franco is going to tell us a little more. Do you have them there or not?
St. Franco, let's see what they say.
I saw the beginning, Andre Di missed Jean.
Franco, you said to the Cuban Gianfranco? No, Fran? Already.
Frank. Ah, Franco, yes. The same to him.
We send a big hug to Gianfranco. It was his birthday last Friday, so I had the chance to run into him at Parase the other day, and well, he was there training. That's actually really good because here it's common that if it's your birthday or your dad's or your mom's or your uncle's, your aunt's or whoever's, whether you're a player or a coach, you just don't go to training. And honestly, seeing Gianfranco there on Friday on his birthday at 9 p.m. training the team he coaches, Naples City, the under-19s, I really congratulated him for that.
That's really great. He should pay, he should pay, he should pay. But that's passion. That's kind of what I was talking about.
Joaquin, regarding Nacho, he follows him everywhere. All the trips, 6 hours to get there, 6 hours to come back, sleeping very little, all of that, all of that. Obviously, you have that passion and you can pass it on, like in this case, Nacho does, first in his role as a father and then as a coach. Because it's not just with Joaquin, but let's also remember that Mateo is also playing at a very high level in college soccer.
Yes, Mateo was tougher than him.
Even tougher, I'm just remembering the
red card. Very tough. It's very
important that parents obviously help with that. Franco, you
also got the referee Mateo, right? Yes, 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 several times. Both of them, yes. Any problems? No.
No, very calm, just from the outside. The problem is from the outside?
But
no, very calm. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat so we can ask our guest. Yes.
We can ask Joaquin, so go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Who's here? I saw there are
Warmest greetings from Andy, Santi, Christian, Mariana, Andres, and indeed everyone here.
Very good, very good. Well, let's tell everyone that, as I previously mentioned at the very beginning of our discussion, he obviously possesses somewhat shared roots and a common heritage because he is currently playing for Alta and Devon. Come on. We have a very special and exciting presentation today, so let's go ahead and properly introduce the EC Naples segment and thoroughly discuss the highly anticipated Naples versus Alta match. Obviously, Joaquin is still recovering. He didn't play. But come on, introduce the EC Naples segment and we'll discuss it together.
CGPS Accounting. We prepare your personal and business taxes, accounting, payroll services, audits. We represent you before the IRS, and we also have notaries in the heart of Golden Gate, in front of the community center. 239-434740 SIO.
All right, let's get the exciting highlights ready then. Naples scored 4 goals, while Alta had 0. So we can thoroughly discuss their performances as well. Joaquin, were you actually surprised by the result? In California, it was different, right?
Yes, yes. In California, we beat them 5-1, and then we tied 1-1. But, well, at home, they got their revenge here, so it did surprise me a bit, but now we have to keep going. Let's keep going.
Yes. Well,
the team
is like this. How do you see it looking ahead to the playoffs? The games left?
The remaining games we have left to play are incredibly tough. Obviously, we're playing against the formidable team from Portland, who are right there, just a significant step ahead of us in the standings. But they also have an absolutely incredible stadium that's always completely packed with enthusiastic fans, so it's definitely going to be a very tough challenge there. But we must always remain alert and always with unwavering faith, a strong faith that we're going to make it to the highly anticipated playoffs, and a deep faith in the entire team's capabilities.
Nicolino, I truly think here, why not play in the beautiful city of Naples, or perhaps even play in paradise if that is at all possible from time to time? I really don't know.
Well, it's a dream, right? Yes, of course, I want to. I really like being with my family and all that, but the first contract didn't work out. It just didn't happen. But now I'm over there in California, and I'm giving everything I've got, putting my all into that team. And if it happens in the future, it happens. And if not, well, it remains a dream.
Did Joaquin help you with that a little? Well, that's a bit of a question, honestly. It's a really good question.
3 or 4 people specifically asked what you would like more of, perhaps.
It was known that at the beginning of the season, obviously the coach liked the idea of him joining the FC Naples squad, so we tried to bring the parties closer together and help out. Because within the club's project as a professional club, the people from the community, the guys from the supporters group, Dos 59, who are the ones supporting the team game after game, saw that it was necessary for the kids, at least 3 or 4 local boys who have the level, to be included in the FC Naples squad. And, well, obviously the first option for that was Joaquin. Then it happened that he was also doing some trials with Columbus, right? And, well, because of timing and Columbus being a team from Mels and all that, the negotiation couldn't be finalized. But, well, the fans here, we know them and all, and we all hope, because we all want it, that at some point we can see him here every weekend, and that he has the chance to show his friends, his family, everyone, that he can play for Naples.
And yes, it is possible, it really is. And the important thing is that they want it. So obviously in football, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. One lighter question. When did you know you wanted to play or be a football player?
Well, actually, since I was in the cradle, always hearing in the background step-by-step football talk, because my dad was always there watching. Since I was little, I wanted to play football ever since I was in Argentina and had the ball there. My dad used to tell me stories about when he played, and I fell in love with it right away. And then once I started playing here and always seeing the joy it brought me, the joy it brought my family to see me play football, it was something that kept pushing me forward. And obviously, today it's a dream and the best thing that's ever happened to me. It was, a lot of experience and a lot of good things. So it was something from when I was little, 5 or 6 years old.
There are the tables. Look at Portland. They finally caught up because we always talked about how they had fewer games and were 10 points behind, but they owed 3 matches. Now they're up to date, and you see, well, those are the games they have left. So, Napoli. But show me the standings because Portland lost. Let's see if you can move it a bit since it's off the screen. You see there's a column with green and red squares. The green ones are wins and the red ones are losses. The last thing Portland has is a loss. They lost one of their postponed games the day before yesterday and are now 4 points behind Naples with 1 game less. But what was mathematically possible last Wednesday, that is, if Portland had won the game they just played,
And
if they won the one they had left, they would have overtaken Naos. Now that's no longer possible, meaning they're depending on Napo. Also, velocity lost as well. That's why Naples moved up to 3rd place. But what's going on? Portland lost to Omaha the day before yesterday, and Omaha took down the leader Chattanooga over the weekend. Now Nepo has to go play in Omaha this Sunday, which is a really tough match. Like we said before traveling to Portland, you can't afford to lose. Even a draw would be okay. But they lost, and now things have gotten complicated for Sunday too, because if Omaha beats you, they get within 4 points, meaning there's one more team in the running.
Yes, everything is very close, Rodolfo, as we know. These are already decisive moments, and that's what it's all about. All 10 teams are fighting for the same thing, because some have already made it. They're mathematically in the playoffs, but now home advantage is at stake.
For us, Joaquin, here, because we're looking at 4th place, we've been talking about that for 3 weeks now. It's just that we're not, for Naples finishing 4th and being able to play a playoff at home in their first year is huge. It's a lot. So we're not looking at 8th place because, in fact, with last Saturday's win, we've already secured a spot in the playoffs. But we are looking at how, because if you don't finish 4th, you be out, since it's everyone's dream, obviously, to have a home playoff. That's why we're watching 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and the 6th that's getting closer. It's basically that. But, well,
he knows a bit about the importance of what we're talking about regarding home advantage in this competition, where the trips are very long, and having home field in a decisive stage like the playoffs is definitely a very important advantage. We know that for the most part, statistically, home teams in this division win. They take all 3 points, right? Well, in fact, that's what happened in last Saturday's match.
I think people would also like to know how those things are managed, what the trips are like. So tell me a little bit about it. You guys are in California, you train there, and then you have to go all the way to the other side to Florida, or is there a time change?
Time change? How much is it? 3 hours.
Do you travel on Spirit?
So how else?
How do you play on a Saturday? So how does it work starting Thursday? How does it go?
On Thursday. Normally, we leave early Thursday morning at 4 a.m. We take a plane and usually arrive at, let's say, we get to where we have to go. If we're going to Tormenta, for example, we get there around 11 or 12. Then we go eat, relax a bit, and go straight to training at 7. Then we come back, eat again, and go to sleep, trying to recover that rest on Friday for the next day, Saturday, when we play. But being on the plane, It's a 6-hour trip. It wears out your legs. And honestly, when you arrive, you're already pretty tired. Well, it's tough. You really have to take care of your body. You have to eat very well to recover everything you lost during the trip, all the water, all that. Because without realizing it, when you travel by air, you lose a lot of water. You have to make sure you don't cramp up when you're playing, all of that, and you have to start recovering.
Of course. And how does that work? Because the guys who are playing here, Joaquin a few years ago used to play here at Azzurri, guys. So now you're playing at a professional level. Is that possible? You mentioned nutrition, water, and all that. It's an important issue because sometimes the kids want to make it, but they're not willing to make certain sacrifices. Tell me, what things did you have to give up? Like you really wanted to do something, or you really wanted to eat a certain food, or you wanted to go out, but you couldn't because you had a game the next day, or you had to take care of yourself.
Well, ever since I was 15, my dad always told me, you're already a professional, you have to start acting like one. You have to eat well, you have to eat before a game, you have to drink water, you have to give up things like partying or doing things that others your age are doing that you think at that age I want to do, or it seems like fun but you can't because you have a game the next day, or you have to go train so you can't go to that party. And nowadays, I don't really think much about that because for me, it gave me the chance to go play at a university, get an education, and then play professionally and get to know a lot about the United States. So today, I don't think much about it. But back when I was in the moment, when I was 18 or 17 and wanted to go do something with my friends and couldn't because, well, my dad would tell me, no, you're a professional, you have to act like one. And I always kept that in my mind.
From Azzurri, you went to Becaba in Jacksonville, to the university, and from there you got signed for the I. That's it. But I can imagine how many times your friends must have called you. Huaco, come on. And you were like, no, I have to play at 9 in the morning tomorrow. Stop messing around. And they'd ask, who are you playing against, Seazu? Like you're playing in the World Cup or something. And you don't realize that everything is preparation for what's coming. At that moment, you're not playing in the Copa Libertadores or the Champions League or anything like that, but it's all preparation for what's ahead.
Right, yes, I have always thought, well, the profound passion for the sport of football always completely consumed me. I truly wanted to play, and if I could possibly play for 7 full days a week, I absolutely would. But I always loved playing so much that nothing else mattered to me. I played every match as if it were a final. And my dad always told me the same thing, that that's how it had to be, and that there was no other way to reach the level you want to get to.
There's something right about the way players are developed. That's what we were talking about. Nacho played at a high level in Argentina.
Nacho is Joaquin's father.
He also coached him in the 3rd division. Besides being his father, he was his coach for a long time. And that guidance, explaining to a player here, which is the hardest thing, just so it's clear, is that to become someone, you have to be professional. Being professional means your actions, not just getting paid. Okay? Because people say, well, if you're a professional, it's because you have to get paid. You have to be, first you have to act like a professional. That's the key. It's a bit like what Joaquin was saying. First, start acting like a professional from the age of 14 or 15, and surely by 20, 21 or 22, you'll make it. You'll manage to sign that contract, which is kind of the document that confirms you're a professional. But he's been a professional for 5 years already. Before signing that contract, with a background, we're talking about, because we spoke with Pablo Marisa the other day, how important the role of coaches is in training. And sometimes it's not so much about a specific drill or running more or less or a technical tactical move, but rather about working on the mind, like in this case with Joaquin, preparing him precisely for that moment. Because sometimes people get stuck thinking, I wasn't lucky, or this or that happened. But the truth is, the opportunity will come. The real issue is whether you're prepared when that moment arrives.
Yes, correct. Well, I would like Nacho. I don't know if you feel like coming so we can say hello and say goodbye to both of us together. Because I would like to play a he came here with me and he came here with me.
Clap.
I uploaded it, Debbie. I'm not going up from there. Okay. Well, while that I have one.
Mariana asks if you could play for a professional Argentine team. What would it be?
Mouth.
Very mouth.
Good to play.
The Bombonera.
Very good. Don't you like this one? No.
No, I do like him. So first, let him fulfill his dreams.
But you want cross the Pareto Bridge? No.
Look, for me, Boca and racing are a priority, but not that he has to play at any particular level. He should set his own limits, and if he can't do it, he should at least try, because that's the key to everything. If you say, oh, I could have played in... No. And why didn't you do it when you had the chance?
I made you go through it because I think those of us who are parents know how important it is sometimes to keep insisting and insisting. And sometimes the kids look at you like, Dad, you're such a pain.
It's true. One thing, together with Valeria, my wife, we've worked a lot with them in the sense that we support them. I regret nothing. And I'm very proud to be their father. Just like Mateo, I have Mateo too already.
We're going to have Mateo here one day too, because I imagine there's hope as well that no, Chloe. Mateo.
Is better than him. I say that Joaco is a great goal scorer. Obviously, I'm his father. But Matt is a better player. Now,
let's talk about it, because I have a very, very, very particular case too, since I played with the Casartelli brothers, Carlos Casartelli, who played for Mandiu de Corrientes, then had a career here in Mexico, and he also had a brother. We'll talk about it now. I was going to bring up the topic as well. Not to compare, but to draw a little connection within the same field. Because I was thinking, for example, yesterday, Cholo Simeone, Atletico Madrid scored a big win again. They just put 5 past Real, and yesterday they scored 5 in the Champions League, and Julian Elijo scored a goal. And I imagine, since Julian is called up for the Argentine national team, how his father must feel. So honestly...
It's a source of pride. Sometimes people say that parents often push for their child to make it to the first team and for their child to play football. But they say, why don't you let him enjoy that moment? I went through it myself. When I tried to become a professional player and I didn't make it, it just didn't happen for me. So I tried to pour all the experience I had into them. I can't even explain the emotion I feel that comes over me when I see him on TV. Well, I followed him everywhere. Every goal he scores or every good or bad moment he has.
I know, because we've talked. Tears fall from my eyes, I cry. But in the joy, I also notice that...
You want to make me cry, I put you in. Take, strong from there.
What's it like being directed by Dad? Is it good, is it bad? It's complicated.
It's complicated. Now, looking back, it was the best thing that happened to me, because there's always someone supporting you, and always someone who believes in you is there, but in the moment. The thing with football doesn't end when the match ends. The referee follows you in the car for the 3 hours it takes to get home. Then you get home and it continues. And that's when my mom says, that's enough. But until then, it doesn't stop. That's where we draw the line. Honestly,
I always try to instill that in them, that they should fight and strive for what they want. This is for everyone, both for them and for their teammates. I had the chance to coach the 2003 and 2002 kids here in Nepo. A lot of kids that age and the parents know me, but it was the same for everyone. All my intensity and whatever wisdom I had, whether it was a little or a lot, I shared it with the kids, but equally with everyone. It's not like if I had to yell at him or, well, you know me, if I had to yell at him or make him sit out because he was being disrespectful, I did it. If I had to yell at my own
son, imagine the referee,
he'd be out. But what happens? In the end, from what happened to me, from my experience, I'm telling you about my own case since you asked me what it was like to coach him. I had the satisfaction together with Jose Sandoval of coaching the team because this was a group effort, not just me alone, not just him alone, and certainly not without the players. We got 5 players into college. When our project with Jose ended, that age group finished, and in that last year, we got 5 players, including his teammates, into universities in different divisions. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. So this is for the kids who are just starting out and for the parents who accompany their children. Take the time, an hour or an hour and a half, to go with them, take them to practice, give them good advice, make sure they eat well. Because if they don't make it, the best thing for a child, for a kid, is sports.
And always, always the best thing is to have no regrets. If I didn't make it, well, I tried, and that's what I had to do. I tried until the end. I left nothing unfinished. But now, just to say goodbye, because otherwise we're running out of time. And you just brought up the topic of Mateo. Is it true, or
is it not true? Mateo?
Mateo is more of a midfielder.
Me?
I was going to mention, do you know how often that happens? And I have a case that's very close to me. I'm from Vilgel, Axaco, and I played with Casartelli, both brothers. Greetings to the people of Villangela, who are always present as well. And Carlos, I was right between the two of them. Carlos was a year older and Fernando a year younger. Carlos started playing for Mandiu when Maradona was the coach of Mandiu, number 9. A tall, blonde guy, kind of like Batistuta, really strong. And his brother was also a central midfielder, a little blonde guy, looked like Redondo, Fernando Redondo, a great player. Even if Carlos gets upset. Fernando was a star, a central midfielder, but with real class. And he made it to Boca's reserve team. He reached some places, but the one who had a professional career was Carlos. And those things happen sometimes.
Yes. There are a lot of kids who have a lot of talent. Look, sometimes you get caught up thinking, I'm a great player, I believe I'm a great player, I'm the best. And there's another person, another player who might have a little less talent than I do, but he trains twice as hard as I do, gets up early, goes to the gym, takes care of himself. He's the one who's going to make it. But because of his effort, because of his drive. The other guy says, no, I'm a great player and I don't want to run. Oh, this hurts here.
And there are a lot of those, a lot of them, right? There are tons.
Joaquin, thank you so much for the opportunity. All right, thank you. And I want to congratulate Joaquin for all his hard work. Go ahead and cry and give him a hug. Go on, give him a hug. Go ahead, give him a hug. Go on, let's give him a hug. And he graduated from university, as they've said. His university became champion for.
That's what you're here for, Nacho, to say the things we forget. Thank you, Nacho, thank you. All right then, Joaquin, have a seat. Go ahead. Say goodbye to the people from Naples, a few more words, and then we'll let you go.
All right. Thank you very much for having me here. I love everything that's happening here in Naos, from the local soccer scene, bringing new opportunities to the kids who are training here. I know several players who were here before, and I used to think they were great players who never got the chance. And now, with what's happening here with USA On and also with all the academies that are coming, it's a huge opportunity. And I always truly believe and genuinely say that if you put something valuable into it, it will certainly give you something, a fruitful outcome will come out of it, and with great desire and unwavering determination. And the same time that you inevitably fall, you absolutely have to get up, always diligently moving forward, and something will ultimately come out, something good and beneficial will come out good. But thank you very much for having me. Thanks, Voski. I'm coming.
To say something, and I'm going to take a chance, but remember, today is the 1st October. The 1st October is not going to come that day when we're going to be shouting his goals with the 3-man bar.
Sure. I have no doubt that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. Very good, very good. Thank you, Joaquin. Thank you. Give me, look, a minute while we say goodbye to Joaquin. We'll be right back. Look, don't go anywhere because we have, now Messi is coming up with Inter Miami. Then we have a new segment that we're going to launch today, where there are some harsh criticisms to hand out regarding refereeing. We have some controversies, something that happened in Mexico, 2 goals that were disallowed for Sergio Ramos, and today I'm going to give a red card to the referees. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let's see if we forgot something. Come here, Joaco. Come on. Before Joaquin leaves, he had a surprise for us, and he stayed. Look at that, how great. Look, he's bringing us the jersey.
From
Leo, right?
Yeah, just that one, please.
How nice. This is a treasure. We're going to make a spot for it here on the wall. Spectacular. Thank you, champ. Thank you. Good luck. Have a good trip. Hope you get better, you, the collector of things. Spectacular. All right, let's go ahead and present what is another defeat for Inter Miami. They played at home last night and lost what we've always been talking about, the defense. And now we're going to analyze. We have footage to watch. Go ahead, introduce it for me. The Inter Miami segment.
Six Sigma Roofing, leaders in roof inspection and construction in Southwest Florida. We offer room remodeling and even complete renovation of your property. We can also build the house of your dreams. We have various models, so you can choose yours. We are located in the vibrant city of Fort Myers. You can reach us by calling our main number, which is 239-888-6613. Alternatively, you can also contact us at 239-839-4243. Six Sigma Roofing.
In the Inter Miami segment. Let's watch the highlights. Devin, if you have them there. While we analyze what happened, why did they lose? Did Suarez come back? Because they matched up against a dead team, that's why he scored 2 goals. Oh, but this guy is worse than me, look. Well, honestly, I'm not going to explicitly state that particular point, but if we meticulously start to analyze and carefully look at this precise moment right as the exciting match truly begins, if we can clearly show it a little bit more so you can distinctly see the crucial clock, Devin, that's positioned right next to the vibrant Miami team. Look closely. This is indeed the very first significant chance, and it wasn't a goal just purely by sheer chance like...
They start against a
team that's doing well. They've just made it into the playoff zone. But look at the first goal here. What fault does Mascherano have? If the players also, when it comes to marking, right, Carlos?
No. It's man-to-man marking, as they say. And well, I say if the man you're marking gets a header, well, there you can clearly identify who's responsible. And in that case, it's the players.
But look, 12 minutes in, and it's already the third chance. It's incredible. I mean, the way they're defending, and Mascherano said it in the press conference. He said it during the week. We have to fix these things. We're defending with a lot of risk. Look at this.
But it's not all his fault either because they don't buy or give him the players he needs.
But you also have to ask, I mean, you have to talk to Messi and make him understand. But there are many
restrictions as well when it comes to making new signings. But it's a widespread problem that we all talk about every show here. The issue of how teams defend here in US soccer. Every team has that problem, and it seems like the players who come from abroad end up catching it too. I mean, lowering their level, as I say, with those issues. I think to some extent, you who are professional referees.
Inter's goal.
Sometimes I've also seen it here with players who have come from other leagues that are a bit more aggressive, more intense, where defending is done with more force, and here the referees call a lot of fouls on them. So that ends up conditioning you so that those things we're used to seeing when it comes to defending, here the player ends up choosing not to do them.
Referee
calls it.
You're right.
Yes, you're right. Here in Naples, you're right. Let me ask you something. When you had to go play in Miami, did the same thing happen to you?
No, in Miami they give you a little bit more freedom, but well, however,
Which is truly the same thing I always say. I indeed insist.
If the referee is South American or European, sometimes they allow a slightly more aggressive style of play from the defenders, right? I mean, a kick, that's a foul is a foul, but then there are different ways to defend. You can defend from a distance, from afar, and just wait for the player with the ball to make a mistake so you can recover it, or you can be aggressive, recover the ball without hesitation. That's precisely why, even in refereeing, just like everywhere else, there are coaches, there are trainers who have never played football. It's the reality. So that's where a lot of plays get misinterpreted, right? Using your hand, supporting yourself with your hand, jumping to head the ball while positioning your hands to protect your physical integrity. Many times, if the referee hasn't played football, he calls it a foul. And I think that at that level, it does affect the player to some extent, like thinking, no, okay, I'll fall back. I won't go for that aggressive one-on-one and all that because they're going to call a foul on me. There are all kinds of matches.
Let's see, Inter Miami had its chances, and in the end, obviously, but yes.
Obviously.
Yes, defense not letting in 5 goals. Yes,
Last time, in the previous match, they also had a lot of chances. Their goalkeeper was the standout. But you can't, it's what we always say, you can't be depending on that. Like, because we created a lot of chances, and the day you don't score and they do.
It's not like they always score them. Statistically as well, since I really like data when analyzing soccer, in MLSBC, where you see 12 or 13 shots on goal per team, for sure in every match, that doesn't exist in elite football.
No.
It doesn't exist, but yeah. It doesn't exist because there's work done to cover space, less space, and all those things. So that's why the results also end up being 5-3, 4-3, 4-2, which kind of
is what I'm telling you. I mean, the previous match was lost by 1 goal, and we also created, you could tell me, no, Inter created 10 goal chances. Their goalkeeper was the man of the match. It makes you...
Does it count for anything? Almost every Inter Miami game has more than 3 goals. That's how it is. They're games with a lot of goals and everything. Well, Andy says here that he thinks many should leave Inter Miami, and obviously Andy knows what he's talking about. Andy Val.
Our correspondent.
Yes, it doesn't stop. Let's see.
Gallardo, the one and only Andy Gallardo.
Sends him a...
greeting. Yes, greeting. There it is. Well, look at this, look. But look at the last goal, okay? The guy shoots from 40 meters out. But look at how he receives the ball, and look at the space he has. I mean, no one goes to him. And the one who does, I don't know who it is, the one who goes out there is just going through the motions knowing he's not going to get there. Yeah.
Far, far away, I say in football, we're far, you're far.
The one who's...
pressuring there, De Paul, he's off to the side pressuring already.
You realize that it's not about the player himself because you could have a world champion there, and that's not the issue. I mean, they allow themselves certain freedoms that end up costing them points, and those points are extremely expensive. Because now when we look at the standings, we'll see that Inter is making things difficult for themselves, and they're in the same situation as Napoli. Among the top 8, they won't have problems as long as they don't lose the next match, because that will add more to the fight. It will feed someone who right now is desperate for points. But these are key points. I mean, Christian
says the referee was the only one who was close there. and he's right tail, and that's something that
they need to fix. Of course it is. It's incredible. Look, there we are. And on the side are the next 3 matches that Inter has left. Inter has also caught up on their matches, which could be another topic, as Mascherano mentioned. Yes, we're tired, but it was something logical. We knew we owed matches because of the Club World Cup. And that's how it is, Carlos, when you play in that. Well said by Mascherano, too.
That's why there is a rotation plan. Because sometimes when we asked in previous shows why one player was playing, why another was playing, or why some of the club's youngsters were playing, plus the injuries Inter Miami had, like any other team, and the suspensions, well, it's all due to that rotation. As a coach, you already know, and you're not just looking at today's match, but also the next one, and the next one, and the one after that. And well, if you have a short squad, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of the quality of players for what the occasion demands, because the Club World Cup was obviously very important at the international level, with the best clubs in the world and all that, well, that's when you had to put out your best. And then during the MLS, in the league here, you saw a rotation of young players, and well, they ended up dropping some important points along the way.
Yeah, because now Inter Miami is in 4th place. They say Messi is a bit tired, that the heavy schedule is taking a toll, but he played the full 90 minutes without any problem. Messi recharges himself. He doesn't really need that much rest. When he plays twice a week, it's like he finds his best form.
Yes, recovery is also important, especially for a player of Messi's quality and, well, his age. The whole recovery process is fundamental. As long as he maintains this level, it's more than enough for him to play. In fact, you can actually see it in every single match. But, well, we'll see what happens as the matches go on. We think he's going to do very well at Inter Miami. But, well, these are just moments, as I always say. Sometimes you go through 2 or 3 weeks like that. The issue is the last matches, especially in the playoffs, because let's remember what happened last season when they finished first in everything, and then, well, in the very first playoff match, they were eliminated.
Yes, that's what we were talking about. The real problems show up in the serious matches. Why is that? Because they don't defend well. So it's always the same thing.
I mean, they can score 5 goals and finish first, but then they get to the playoffs.
And now we were looking at the standings. They're in 4th place. They have a bit of a cushion, just a little still. See? There it is. They're in 4th place. The 2 teams right below, both Charlotte and Nashville, have 1 more game played. Now they're going to play 2 home games against New England and Atlanta. Those are 2 games they should win. Atlanta is in last place. New England is also down there, but they should beat them. Why? Because with those 6 points at home, you'd at least be securing 4th place and maybe even scraping into 2nd place. 1st place is out of reach at this point, but they can't afford to lose depending on how they go into the last game against Nashville away, because Nashville is right there too. They're down there and could snatch something from you. So you have to be very careful with that, really, to avoid making things unnecessarily complicated. So let's wrap up the Inter Miami segment. I think we've already covered it with the highlights. We talked about Messi. You all now have an idea of the standings, the remaining matches. So close it out for me with the sponsor of the Inter Miami segment. And we'll continue. We have yellow and red cards coming up.
Six Sigma Roofing, leaders in roof inspection and construction in Southwest Florida. We offer room remodeling and even complete renovation of your property. We can also build the house of your dreams. We have various models for you to choose from. We are conveniently located in Fort Myers, Florida. You can reach us by calling 239-888-6613, or alternatively, you may dial 239-839-42.
We are on air. There we are with Yago and Yask. Yes, I say well, right?
Let him say it.
Yago, how are you? Knight, Rodolfo greets, Carlos, Franco, Devin, how are you?
Juan, everything is fine, thank God.
Well, I'm glad. What is the surname that always costs me? Hawk. There you are. Okay, Yago, let's see when you come here, because I need the Wi-Fi password to do the broadcast, man. Can't. But, well, how are you in Puerto Rico? We were watching images of your debut a few days ago. Tell the people here a little bit, and then I'll leave you with Carlos, who knows a little more about your story, so you can talk about it.
No, honestly, it was a game that was up for grabs. We trained for it all week. We had a game plan. Puerto Rico was a team that was doing well in the league. So we started the first half of the game. We patiently waited for them to keep possession of the ball, because what we clearly saw was that they just kept pushing forward, pushing relentlessly, pushing with all their might. So we gave them the ball. They didn't know what to do. And we started off well. The guys did a good job. We scored a goal 2 minutes in, and then another one about 20 minutes later. So we went into halftime up 2-0. The game started to open up from there. some things started to happen. I think we became a bit more noticeable, and then we conceded a goal. It was from a free kick, and about 5 or 10 minutes later, the coach told me to start warming up. I warmed up. I warmed up for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then he called me, and I ended up on the field. I went in.
We're watching the footage now.
He went in hard. So when they called you and told you to go warm up, I heard something from Puerto Rico, like they saw you looking a little scared. Is that true? Or did your legs feel heavy? A little. That
I was sitting because there were already 5 warming up, and I think they only let 6 warm up on the bench. And Jorge made 2 substitutions, and then he turned around, and it was me and my teammate Alan, and he told us to go warm up. I warmed up, I started, and I began to move. 2 minutes later, he started shouting my name, and I had to run over. My shin guard was on the floor. I grabbed it and ran. I didn't even have time to think, so I was already there.
Well, on top of that, you had the misfortune that for the past 2 years, you've been coached by people from Rosario, Argentinian, and from Rosario, Carlo Baducci, who's talking to you here for a year. And well, now the coach, there's always one. There's always one. Well, that's just fate. And well, Jorge Silva, we sent him a hug. He came and took part in the tryouts.
So, would you say that this guy Yao is a product of the tryouts you held, or that you held together with the coach from Metropolitan of Puerto Rico a couple of months ago? That's right.
That's right. An agreement was reached, STAFC together with Metropolitan, which is also the reigning champion and one of the biggest teams, along with Quintana, who played the Classic as well, the last match that Metropolitan won. Those are the 2 biggest teams in Puerto Rico. Well, an agreement was reached. State FC made a deal with Metropolitan, and we held the first tryouts. And from those tryouts, the opportunity arose for 3 boys from here to travel for a 1-week trial in Puerto Rico, after which Lago ended up staying and became a professional player, which is what every player dreams of. And well, today he's already with the program and doing this interview with you remotely because he's playing there. He just finished training and everything, and he's not in Naples. So the idea was to interview you, ask you questions, and also have you serve as an example for the kids here. We know, well, in the case of Joaquin Acuna, you were just watching the program, you saw it. He also has his brother Mateo, and you have your brother Gael, who is also involved in football, and the youngest one as well, who is still very little but is already playing and plays well. So let them be examples for the kids from Naples, showing that with sacrifice, effort, and dedication, you can achieve your dreams of playing professionally. Then, well, life might bring you even greater things than you expect, but here you are. You have the opportunity, and from here, we're all rooting for you, hoping things go well, that you get more minutes day by day.
And everyone in the chat as well, ELT, Mariana, Pablo, Leo, everyone is congratulating you.
Okay, well, the people from NE are congratulating you. You have your
fan base here, Yago, so you can't let them down.
They also told me that after your debut that day, you couldn't stop crying, that you were calling on the phone and all that because, well, for a player, just like for a coach or anyone, your first important match at that level is truly unforgettable, a unique moment, and so many things go through your mind. If you want, Yago, you can tell us yourself what went through your head when they told you, all right, come on, you're going in, and what you were thinking right before you stepped onto the field. When you were little, did you play for your club, your first coach? If you want to mention someone, any coach or anyone who gave you advice that really made an impact, or maybe you want to mention your parents, your family, the people who support you. Because look, I think I told you this over the phone and I'll say it again. I also had the chance to be in the professional environment as a coach, video analyst, assistant, and I was lucky enough to be at a big club where we achieved promotion in Argentina. And the next day, I had 742 messages on my phone. I thought, Rod, am I Maradona or what happened? But well, at some point, not long after, we ended up leaving the team because the results weren't coming, and you find yourself out of a job and everything that comes with that. And the next day, I had just one message, and it was from my mom, and well, from my wife and my family, right? Because I lived with them. So the lesson I passed on to Yago these days as an advisor was to handle those things, to surround himself with people who have always been there since day one, because they are the ones who will always be there.
With this, Yago wants to tell you that the day you stop playing, he won't call you. So now you know.
Well, thank you very much. Honestly, it hasn't been, I haven't worked, I think I'm one of those who puts in a lot of effort when I go to the field and train. I take it very seriously, and Well, things just happened. Honestly, 2 or 3 weeks before coming, I was very frustrated with football. I don't know, with the university that I hadn't found, and I was going to start studying. Honestly, I was going to start studying. I was going to play a little, and I also promised myself to focus on my studies. And thank God this opportunity opened up. My parents really pushed me a lot. The truth is, I had a conversation with my mom the day before these tryouts, and honestly, I sat down with her and thought I had to referee after the games. I had 14 matches that I refereed, 5 aside, and I told her, Mom, I'm not going to get up. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Well, and I sat down, and she said, No, you have to go. How can you give up after so many years of effort? And I said, No, not anymore. I just can't. But yes, she convinced me, and thank God I went, and all the doors opened up, and now here we are. Honestly, I think that when I got the call, I think I was still in shock, honestly. It hadn't really sunk in yet. Only now am I starting to process it. Like, okay, I played. Now I have to keep going, keep pushing forward. I can't stop. Because honestly, these guys, it's a really competitive group. They've brought in a lot of players from outside. You have a lot of guys from here in Puerto Rico who have been playing at the club. And honestly, they're club legends. Yeah, Yulo, Joaquin Ferrer, they're the two center backs. And honestly, I try to learn as much as I can from them every day because they're older. They've played a lot here. Carlos Ferrer, Mario Jocha, they've won all 7 titles here. And I'm really learning a lot, honestly, a lot. It's a great experience. I'm also working with the little kids in the academy. And honestly, the change has been really good for me. Moving out on my own, managing things by myself, training every day, and just keeping at it.
Well, to wrap things up, unless there's anything else in the chat, I imagine people are saying hi. If there are any questions, otherwise we'll hand it over to Carr.
Hey, come back and pay what you owe. No, nothing, no.
Not yet. And he also sends his congratulations, but anyway, very good. One last thing from me, and then I'll let you say your goodbyes. Carlos Yago, what did you find different in your day-to-day life? In practices, meals, training, and other things that people might wonder about, comparing your daily routine here in Naples to what you're doing now?
Look, I'm a dedicated club kid who consistently does double sessions. At precisely 9:30 in the morning, I have my rigorous gym workout with the entire team, and immediately after that intense gym session, I come straight home so I can meticulously cook my own nutritious meals every single day, ensuring that I am eating exceptionally well. Then, later in the afternoon, I have my energetic group of 7-year-old kids. There they are. I have them just like Carlos had me, constantly running, making me run, and all that strenuous activity. And after that, nothing. From 8 or 8:30 to 10, usually nothing. I just train. And on Fridays and Thursdays, I play with the under-20 team. Tomorrow, I have a match with the under-20s against a team called Taurino from Cale. And that's it. On weekends, I just wait calmly for the list. And when they call me to the bench, I give it my all, support the team. And that's how it has to be. We have to keep going, stay focused, and make it to the final in December and win the title. And before that, now in October, on the 15th, we have a Super Cup. We're focused on that. We're focused on the league matches before that. And really, I'm focused here, always focused. Honestly, the guys are concentrated. The coaching staff is very focused, and they demand a lot. So you have to stay focused and be prepared for anything.
Carlos, say goodbye to him, and let's go.
All right, Yago, we're sending you a hug from here. Thank you very much for the interview. Wishing you continued success. Keep going down that path because you're doing well, and you'll always be welcome here. We hope it's just for vacation and to visit the team and to see STA EFC. That's great. We played and won this weekend, so we're sending you a hug from the whole staff here.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
All right.
All right, Yago, a hug, thank you. We'll be following you. So that was Yago Jack chatting with us, wrapping up, but I didn't want to miss what I promised you, which is the new segment we're going to launch today. We're going to call it El Tarjetazo, Carlos. And later, it could be for players as well. Right now, I have it for referees, but El Tarjetazo would be like a green light for something that was done well. We're going to recognize something that was done well, and then something gets a yellow card for something that... And then we'll send off whoever needs to be sent off. All right, let's see.
Let's see.
Coming what?
Production team prepared.
Let's see. So let's get started with El Tarjetazo, gentlemen, our segment we're launching today. Let's see, we're heading to Mexico. There it is.
Before we start, look at how Marcelo is missed there.
Yes. But if we put
the bottle here, that's it.
There it is. There's Marcelo. There's Marcelo. All right, we're heading to the CONCACAF Cup. This is between Alajuelense from Costa Rica and Motagua from Honduras. And the Mexican referee. Very good, no doubt about it. Here comes
It's a red card, right?
Very good, perfect, no doubt about it. And look, he says, I didn't touch him.
No, no.
This is with the first leg, that's it. Play on, play on, play on, play on. It's just that, it's very good. Go on, very good. Play on, play on. For the referee, this is a yellow card for Luis Enrique Santander, the Mexican referee, a FIFA referee in Liga MX. This happened over the weekend between León and Monterrey. This is going to be a yellow card. Why? Because of the procedure, because afterwards he makes the right decision, which is to send the player off. Even though there was no intent, nowadays this is called as a red card because the foot was way too high, and on top of that,
Card slipped out hand.
But with these kinds of things, the referee shows a yellow card. And when he sees Sergio Ramos bleeding, he gets scared, looks, and throws out the red card, and it slips out of his hand. Why? I don't want to think that they told him from the VAR. I don't want to think that the VAR told him. So for you, sir, a yellow card for the procedure. And then I had to leave. That foul on Ramos happened in the 94th minute, so they wouldn't send him off with a straight red. I left first in the 94th minute, and now in the 7th minute, they disallow this goal, which isn't entirely his fault, but it is the fault of his linesman and the VR team for Sergio Ramos. And in the 50th something minute, this goal, another Sergio Ramos, they call a foul on him. Where's the foul? Where's the foul? I mean, thank goodness Monterrey won.
There, when he runs it, he runs it. Well, a little bit of what we talked about before.
Foul for nothing, for nothing. Of course, Sergio Ramos wants to eat him alive. He posted, he was heated. Look up there, up there, up there, up there. There's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing. And he exaggerates it well. There's nothing, so I'm going with that. Besides that, look at his presence. He's a FIFA referee with that plastic belt that looks like a fanny pack. That's a lack of respect, sir. Excuse me. Red card for you. Red card. And I had to go start the report in the 94th minute, so I wouldn't have to give him a straight red. I was lenient and kind and sent them off for a second yellow because I should have given a straight red because, well, even though it wasn't all his fault, it was the fault of the VAR and the linesman. But those kinds of things. Well, that's how we kick off the Tarjetazo segment, and there will be some for players too. I saw...
Very effusive, very enthusiastic. You like this segment?
Of course. It's his baby.
Yes. And it seems like you don't really like that referee.
Right? No. He doesn't like, yes, I
know already. How mean. And actually, the other day we had a conversation in the group about how in football, when referees stopped dressing in black, they started to, like Balday, like Luna, who interact. Before, the referee was serious, unnoticed, said nothing, just red, yellow, nothing else. Blow the whistle and that's it.
No.
I don't know, after that, everything opened up with VAR, everything. Before there were 3 referees, then 4, then 5, now there are 13.
The famous VR. For next Wednesday, I have footage of the famous VR, where I'm going to show the things I've been talking about, how they manipulate results with VR.
Let's put up a little sign that says Marcelo here.
Yes. Let's see if Marcelo comes on Wednesday. We're going to look at the VAR stuff I have prepared because I'm going to show you how they manage results and how they rewind a little, fast forward a little, and they finish you off. They finish you off. Good thing that green card showed up now, the one they're using in the U20 World Cup. Everything is in a trial period.
Face C implemented. Do you want to tell you? All right, the weekend's results. UPCL Onam Division, Calalusa 2-2 with Twin River Carusa at home with goals by Joel Mendes and Igor Rosito. Well, Stive C won 2-1. Honestly, it was a very good, even match against the Calusa team. We send a big hug to Fede. Always a good rival. Tough, evenly matched games. In fact, in the last minute, State's goalkeeper, he's called Dibu, saved a penalty because otherwise the match would have ended 2-2 if it had gone in. But anyway, State took all 3 points. This time, Calu ended up with a draw. 1 point for each team. Fort Mare won their first match in Premier 7 against Abatril, as I understand it. That's right? So, well, here we go. That's the current situation of the teams from the...
UPCRO is like Inter Miami. That's right.
That's football.
Well, guys, we've reached the end. Yes, Franco. Good night, everyone. Well, thank you very much, Devin. Thank you. Excellent work, both of you, as always. Carlitos, were you called today? I was alone there, but I'll bring it to you soon. No, it's...
Fine. We send a big hug to Marcelo. We hope we can have him here with us on Wednesday. He was missed, so well...
Go ahead. Gentlemen, see you next time. Also, there's the Livingston League from North Collier, which we're always uploading content from on the channel, and you can watch the videos and matches there with a very special production from 239 Futbol. So we'll leave you here. We'll see each other again next Wednesday in Spanish at 9:30. Thank you. Thank you for being there. A big kiss. Naples Studio transforms your ideas into unique experiences. Audiovisual production, photography, streaming, and events in the heart of Naples. Discover much more at www.btudio SWFL, where innovation meets design. Come by following us on Instagram and joining our community.
Anthony Richichi Masonry, with over 30 years of experience providing high-quality masonry work. If you're looking for construction finishes, we are your solution. We offer you quality for your projects, both interior and exterior. Anthony Richichi Masonry, supporting soccer in Naples.
Contact us at 239 454 4470.
LG Home, thinking about selling your house? Sell or buy your home with confidence at LG Home Team. Professional aesthetic preparation. Professional staging that transforms your property. High-quality photography. Official sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples, One-Way Auto Care, your trusted workshop in Naples, Florida. Maintenance, repairs, and diagnostics with the best personalized service. Your car always safe, fast, and in the best hands. Learn more about our exceptional services at One Way. Polier Builders Group, Naples is your trusted and dedicated ally in high-standard, comprehensive residential remodeling and exquisite design solutions. At Naples Sida, we create custom-made spaces with excellence and style, thinking of every detail and every home. This project is presented by 239 Futbol Naples.
TCPS Accounting Service in the heart of Golden Gate. More than 15 years providing accounting and tax services. Taxes, accounting, payroll, notary services, and more. Call us at 239-434-7470 or on WhatsApp at 239-4490. TCPS Accounting Service, proud sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples.
Six Sigma Roofing, specialists in roofing, construction, and remodeling throughout Florida. Protect your home with quality, trust, and fast solutions for every need. Learn more at Maofing. This message is brought to you thanks to 239 Futbol Naples.
At Super Soccer, we live and breathe soccer with passion. Gear for teams, fan merchandise, and custom uniforms. Now you can print your name and customize your uniform to represent your team in style. Super Soccer, sponsor of 239 Futbol.
The Gulf Coast Dolphins Soccer League is the adult soccer league in Naples. Games are played at North Collier Regional Park. Men's 7-a-side soccer, women's and co-ed categories. If you're looking to compete, have fun, and connect with soccer lovers of all ages, this is your league. 239 Futbol and Gulf Coast Adult Soccer League, supporting soccer in Naples.
Black Mangrove Woodworks, specialists in wood and metal design and fabrication for residential and commercial projects. From tables and counters to unique decorative structures, everything is handmade with premium quality. Black Mangrove Woodworks, artisanal wood and metal design and fabrication. MangroveWoodworks.com, official sponsor of 239 Futbol Naples.
Argentino's Naples Club, cultural space for the Argentine community. Naples, organizing events, cultural parties, traditional food, and live bands. Join this passion on Instagram and Facebook.